and welcome to this latest video. So this time we're going to be having a look at the Mega Drive emulator, Mega Drive or Genesis emulator, MD.Emu. Absolutely fantastic emulator. This is running on my Samsung S10 Plus using my my favorite retractable controller, the iPega Red Knight. Which is this fantastic retractable controller, which is also super good value for money. So that's what we're going to be having a look at today. I'm going to run through a few of my my favorite Mega Drive games, and we'll see what you think about how it plays. This is certainly one that I enjoyed back in the day when I had my original Mega Drive, and that's Dragon's Fury, and it's a bit like a sort of a medieval pinball sort of a game. And you can go through to get extra levels in that. It actually spawned a sequel as well, Dragon's Fury 2. Got a killer soundtrack. It can be fairly forgiving. It's not the hardest game in the world to play. Let's see if I can show it. So this is it right at the top. And just like any sort of pinball, you have to keep whacking away at the drop-down targets to open up more levels. And typically, when I'm doing a demo, I'm not playing it very well. So let's give it one more go, see if I can give it a really good, put it through its paces. Oh, it's fantastic. Every single game, every single ROM that I've thrown at this emulator, MD.Emu has been able to play it absolutely perfectly. There we go, so that went right up to the top there. I've not had a single issue with any game not loading or be it running slowly. Absolutely fantastic. Here's one of the bonus levels. And the fact that we're able to have basically your entire, your entire Mega Drive library in your pocket on your phone, I think is absolutely fantastic. So this is certainly, if you do decide to install this one and you've got a few Mega Drive ROMs lying around, this is certainly one that I would recommend you give a try. It's Dragon's Fury. Okay, so this is one of those all-time classic games which any self-respecting Mega Drive owner is going to want, and that's Sonic 2. I think all the Sonic games are absolutely fantastic, and if you ever had a Mega Drive, well, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog was on the agenda, wasn't it? And this is certainly one of my favorite Sonic games. I think I still prefer Sonic 1, maybe because it's a bit easier, I don't know, but I remember loving both of them at the time. And what self-respecting Mega Drive owner doesn't love Sonic the Hedgehog? Now, one of the good things about this, if you are having a particularly good run, you can always with using the emulator, you can actually save your spot. So it means that you're actually not quite as restricted as back on the original console. And I think it's just one of those lovely little things that you can do with these emulators these days. And as you would imagine, there's he got his fast boots. As you can imagine, something like Sonic is just totally fantastic to play on the move like this. And any self-respecting Mega Drive fan is going to want it. Good stuff. Absolutely brilliant, this. And highly recommended. It's so much harder playing this review screen. But I'm conscious that I'm trying not to get lots of light reflections on this video, because it's quite tricky to film phone screens like this. So anyway, you get the idea. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, fantastic and highly recommended. Let's get on with the next one. This is Disney's Aladdin, which was a great platformer, as I remember. Perhaps not as good as, was it Mickey and Donald in the World of Illusion? That had some fantastic levels. But I seem to remember this was really good as well. The first level opening in the market. Yeah, this is exactly what I remember. Let's turn the music down a touch there. Yeah, let's see how we get on with this one then. There he is. So we got my swipe and my jump. That's all we really need, isn't it? Yes, come on. Oh, up we go. Brilliant. Good stuff. Brings it all back. I'm just suck at it. Perfect. Pinpoint controls. Nothing to worry about here. This just works perfectly. That's Disney's Aladdin. Absolute classic. So this is Castlevania Bloodlines. So the Mega Drive had a couple of Castlevania games, and this is one of them. So I've got sort of a whipping thing here. Don't really remember playing this one back in the day. I did love my Mega Drive, but I don't remember ever having this one. Good thing about the Castlevania games is they are quite large, aren't they? So there's a lot to get your teeth into. And this is very similar to the NES game that I played recently. Same sort of design. Yeah. So this is a typical NES game. Lots of power-ups, platformer. I seem to be getting my ass handed to me here, so let's see if I can get out of this. Can I go up those steps? Not this time. Oh, maybe I have to. Yeah, you just hit the up key. Ah, there we are. Got a little bit of strength restored there. On to the next bit. I know the Castlevania games have their fans, and I'm certainly one of them, but the last game I really got into Castlevania-wise was on the original Xbox. Thankfully, I got a really nice, it's quite scarce from that now, but I've got a real nice copy of that, so maybe that'll be in a future video. But there we are. That is Castlevania Bloodlines for the Mega Drive, and pretty cool it is too. Okay, so this is Chase HQ 2. So I seem to remember playing this one, but I'm not sure. Let's see how I go once I get into it. Can I remember how this one works? This is Nancy, Chase HQ. Yeah, okay, Nancy. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so, yeah, I'm driving my car. Yeah, this does bring it back. Cool, gets quick pretty quickly. So you slow down by going off the road, normal. Now, the Mega Drive didn't really have that many racers, and having like a 3D style one like this was a step up from what we were used to, for sure. So this one doesn't seem too bad as long as you stick on the road. Which I'm struggling to do. Well, I mean, the thing is, would you necessarily want to be playing this one unless you had a real affection for it and nostalgia for it from back in the day? There's so many better driving games that you could be playing on another emulator, particularly the PSP's Outrun. Let's be honest, that's by far the greatest game. However, it's good to see that it works without sort of any sort of issue. This is exactly how it would have been back in the early 90s when this one came out. This is the guy I've been chasing. I'd almost caught up to him then. Let's see if I can get him again. The principle's there, it's just perhaps in this day and age, there we are, I got him again. Would you have the patience to sit through playing something like this when there's so much better stuff available on the console? That is what you've got to answer yourself, and chances are probably not. Anyway, good to see it running all the same, and as I said, if you really like this game, you'll probably love it. Let's get on with the next one. So here we have another favourite. Once again, I showed the first one of this in my NES video last time. This is Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck. So Chuck Rock was like a platformer that was set in medieval times. Sorry, not medieval, prehistoric times, I should say. And I remember it being a real good, if not tough little platformer. So let's just see how we get on with this one. Let's start up and okay. So you're playing Baby Chuck there. So he's got his little Stone Age mallet and the jump buttons. So we'll just see how we get on. And now something tells me I should get under there if I can. Here we are. Oh, blimey. Ha! What's that thing? That was cool, wasn't it? Big dinosaur walking across the screen. Gives you a better idea of what the old Mega Drive was capable of, or Genesis if you're in the States. When this system came out, I actually sold it in my shop. We used to have it in the window playing a Sonic the Hedgehog demo. Oh, there we are, I'm dead. But you get the idea. Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck. Great fun. And that one comes recommended as well. So as you can see, this is Mickey Mouse, Castle of Illusion. Perhaps one of the greatest platformers that was released for the Genesis stroke the Mega Drive. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very fondly remembered this one. Just superb. I mean, really, really good. Not too difficult, but not too easy. You really strive to try and do as well as you could. So I'm just going to fast forward, see if we can get into a bit of the action. Let's try this again. See if I can get on that rope. I can't. Anyway, that's the classic Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion. And if you've got a bit of time to spare, you'll have a lot of fun with that one. Okay, so the next one we're going to be having a look at is Double Dragon. A classic fighter. I used to love Double Dragon in the arcades, and I seem to remember loving it on the home consoles as well. So let's get into the action and see what we can see. Ah, there we are. That looks familiar. Cool, he's a slippery customer, this chap. Still with my blonde mullet there. I'm sure he'll be no match for me. Oh, he's proven quite tricky, this guy. That's not fair, is it? Maybe I need to get him a... Oh, come away. This guy is getting me. He keeps knocking me down. How embarrassing. Ah. On to the next bit. Bit of an egg. Of course, in the arcade, I would play this one with a buddy, so we could be playing at once. It was good fun. You can, of course, do that on the Mega Drive. But I'm on my last life. Don't know how long I'm going to last here. It is 3 against 1. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Just listen to that music. It's like the early 90s all over. Darn. Deader than corduroy. So that is the classic Double Dragon. That one comes recommended. Can you guess what this one is? Yes, it's Ecco the Dolphin. One that I never really played. I remember seeing people playing it back in the day, but not one that I ever really played myself. However, I mean, it spawned 2 sequels. It's certainly not no slouch by any means, and a lot of people absolutely love this game, and it still has its fans to this day. So, as you know, you play Ecco. Let's see if I can get my hands on the controls here, see how we get on. Look at this, very, very responsive. Perhaps the only game you're ever going to play a dolphin in. Here we go. And of course, part of the appeal of a game like this is the amazing soundtrack. And it is really good, isn't it? So if you've never played Ecco the Dolphin, now's your chance, because there's something rather weird about playing a dolphin. So, let me give this one a go. I think you might enjoy it. That's Ecco the Dolphin. Hey. Let's have a blast. So, I got my jump, I got my shoot. That's all we need. Cool, that got busy quickly, didn't it? Now this sort of reminds me a little bit of Metal Slug in that you're shooting in all directions. Thankfully you can leave your finger on the trigger, as it were. So all you got to do is get your man through. Pretty fast and frantic action here. Good though. You can jump if you want, but why would you want to when you've got this brilliant gun? I never played this one back in the day, but it actually looks quite good fun, this. God, it's manic though. Yeah, I keep getting mobbed. I'm getting mobbed here. Can I even get through this first level? Cool, this is one of those ones that's going to take a bit of practice, isn't it? They're making you jump. You seem to have plenty of lives though, which is quite good in this game because I'm taking a lot of damage. Anyway, that's Gunstar Heroes, and that's manic fun. Well, there's Bomberman. Yeah, we see him, a normal game. Go on then, let's get started. Right, there I am at the top. Oh no. Killed myself because I was finding the controls. Gov. Oh, killed myself again. God, it's quite tough. But it is classic Bomberman in your hand. Fantastic, that one. It wouldn't be one of my retro emulation videos if I didn't include a Pac-Man game, because I love them so much. And this is Miss Pac-Man, and I was a huge fan of Miss Pac-Man, a huge, huge fan. So much so I almost bought one of the cabinets. So let's see how we get on. Okay, so one immediate advantage of playing this on the iPega Red Knight is, of course, that we can use the actual joystick rather than the buttons. However, it is quite tricky trying to play this through the viewfinder of my phone, which I'm desperately trying to do to avoid any reflection and glare, which sort of spoilt my last video. So I'm really Desperately trying to do a better job for you guys. So bear that in mind when you're critical of my Pac-Man skills. Well, it seems alright. It doesn't seem quite as nice as I remember it. Not quite as smooth. So I don't know if this is arcade perfect or not. You'd think that the Mega Drive could handle something like Miss Pac-Man easily. So it's a little disappointed if it's not pixel perfect. You know, a perfect emulation of the arcade cabinet. But we'll give it one more go. I'll just clear this screen off. Doesn't seem right to me. I played Miss Pac-Man loads and this isn't quite there. Which is a shame. Because when we played Pac-Man last time on the NES, it was the arcade perfect version. This one for some reason doesn't seem to be, but let's have a look. Yes, it's not the real one. It's not the real map, and that's a shame. Well, it's the real map. It's just not the right emulation. Which is a shame. It's still good, but just not the real deal. But that's cool. It's still a fully playable version, and that's absolutely fine. And that's Miss Pac-Man. So this was another one I absolutely loved back in the days of the arcade, and that's Paperboy. I was never that good at it. I remember on the arcade cabinet, you actually had handlebars you could play this one on in certain arcades. So let's choose Easy Street. And there's my newspapers. Oh, right. Let's concentrate now. One less customer. And this is interesting because the Mega Drive's actually emulating a little bit of speech here. Darn, I hit the Volkswagen. What's the arcade version of this? Oh dear. The arcade version of this was better, wasn't it? It was better than this, I'm certain. It was smoother. Darn it. My last man. Or boy, since I'm a paper boy. Darn it, that's too tough to have patience in my eyes. But hey, that's Paperboy for you. Paperboy Cool Secrets, I remember that so well. So this next one we're looking at here is, well, Road Rash 2. So this is a biking game. So you rode on your bike and you, let's turn the volume down a bit. And you had to punch the person you were chasing. Oh, blimey. Gonna have to slow down a bit. It's not quite as forgiving as Outrun. Oh no! Kuh. Do you think I slid far enough there? Running back to my bike like... Kuh. How far did I slide? So you see I'm punching out there. The object of the game is to get near you guys, your opponents, and give them a punch. And avoid cars. I'm not going to play this one anymore. I'm useless at it. But this is Road Rash 2. And there was a 3. So evidently some people got really, really good at this game, but I just find it too sensitive by today's standards. Yeah, quite tough. Quite a tough little game to master, this one. But there we are, that's a slice of Mega Drive Road Rash 2. So this one's marked as Sega Arcade Classics. So I'm not sure which arcade classics are on here, but we'll have a look. Ultra Pong, Missile Command, Centipede, okay. Is that it? It is. Well, I used to love Missile Command. Oh, this brings me back. I haven't played Missile Command in a long time. This was another great game in the arcades, if you ever remember it. Here we are, I remember now. Yes. It seems to be running very slowly, this one. Very, very slowly. I don't remember it being this slow. Yes, I don't remember it being that slow. This is a disappointment. This might be Sega Arcade Classics, but they're not very classic to me. Yes, that's another arcade port, which is a little on the disappointing side. Which is a shame, isn't it? When you look at the majesty of something like Sonic, this is a bit pathetic. So let's get on to the next one. Who remembers SpiderMan, the animated series? Easily one of the best SpiderMan cartoon shows ever made. Just fantastic. And yes, it had the Mega Drive game. I believe there was also a Carnage game as well for it. In fact, there was definitely a Carnage game for it, because I remember picking up an original sealed copy of that cartridge over in France once, many years ago. Look at that, here we are. It's probably best just to leave this is a little demo, I'm not playing here. Just so you can get an idea of the actual action, because I'll be rubbish compared to this guy. Anyway, I reckon this is actually really good. It's a cool platformer once you know what you're doing. And this is SpiderMan, the animated series. I couldn't really do a Mega Drive video without showing Streets of Rage. Controversial in its day with the use of real blood in the graphics. You could actually, someone got punched, you'd actually see a little bit of blood fly out of their body or their face, consequently getting the game a notorious reputation. However, there was 3 Streets of Rages. This is the middle one, Streets of Rage 2. I remember having all 3 of these. Absolutely fantastic, as you can imagine. I'll play Axel. Well, it's been a while. I haven't played one of these in about 30 years. It's just incredible. Right then. So, similar to Double Dragon earlier, you got to get your game on here. Let's try a little bit here. A couple of the other controls. It's a little bit more forgiving than Double Dragon. It's the first mini boss. I can't see any blood flying off. I'm disappointed. Come on, give us some blood. Go on. You deserve getting beaten up just because of your stupid hairdo, mate. There you go. Ah. Yes, get in, get in. Oh, this is so playable. This is so much better than Double Dragon earlier. I don't know if it's because it's a little bit easier or the controls are better, the graphics are better. Certainly bigger sprites on the graphics. It's very satisfying seeing their little power bars go down at the top. Come on then, you get another one of these. Oh, it's great fun. Yes, yeah. Oh, it's a shame we're not getting any blood. I was hoping for some blood action. But it's good stuff. Streets of Rage 2, a classic. And I think I'll keep playing. I think we've probably seen enough Mega Drive stroke Genesis games for today. If you have enjoyed the video, do please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe for regular retro gaming content. So I'm going to go through every system I know using my Samsung S10 Plus and the iPega Red Knight controller. Don't forget, if you do fancy buying one of these controllers, they're very, very cheap off Amazon. By far the best value retractable controllers out there. A lot of people have asked, do they fit the Note 10 Plus? They do, in a case. Can you believe that? My phone's in a case here. I've not had to take it out to fit the controller. I've put a direct link to Amazon and eBay to buy a Red Knight controller in the description below. So if you want to do this channel a favour and help it out, that would be really cool if you followed the link below and ordered your iPega that way. That way I'll get a tiny little kickback and it helps keep the channel funded and healthy. So if you have enjoyed it, as I said, do leave it a like. Do consider subscribing for regular retro content going forward. I'm really enjoying these videos and the feedback I'm getting is fantastic. So it looks like you're enjoying them too. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Bye.